The 23rd of January 2021 took me exactly 10 minutes to register to marry a strange uncle. That uncle is the great-grandson of his grandmother. The neighbor is often out of stock. His name is Pastor Chen. He's a local with a car and a house. They earn millions a year but have no friends. That day, my grandmother gripped my hand with tears in her eyes. "Your grandmother's good daughter. Give her a chance to marry him." But I really feel like I'm climbing, under such conditions. Even if he's a bad guy, want to fall apart. It is not uncommon to change a girlfriend every day. But then, I thought about my brother-in-law kicking me every day. I think of my sister who fights with him all the time because of me. I softened my heart and nodded in agreement. As long as I have a boyfriend, my sister will be sure to let me move out. That is, until you meet the real-life pastor. I just realized I've been tricked by my grandmother. He asked me out at a famous Japanese restaurant. Expensive in the area, perfectly suited to the tastes of a million-dollar earner. I'm on time every year, but I can't see you. Take the phone out to do the job. I walked in half an hour later. As soon as I sat down, I said something green. "I just lost my job and I'm not in the mood to date. If you can, register your marriage and raise me." Your voice is so low that it's so strange. I grinned and raised my head to let go of, "Are you dreaming?" But I can see the face of the last two words. I immediately swallowed back into my stomach. I thought a 3-4-year-old would be a beer belly, greasy hair. Who cares, you just look bright, clean and strangely handsome. Just a simple white shirt. He can also exude the spirit of a male god. At school, he doesn't just look bright. It's also exuding air. Typical of a successful man. Even if the face is serious, the cold can't hide. Fill your striking appearance. I can't help but glance at you. Stop in the deep eyes. Slight slip on the bridge of the nose. High, straight. And then finally it stopped at those soft pink lips. Sure, if you kiss it, it'll feel great. I put on a big smile and said, "No problem." I love raising men. But I didn't forget to say more. "Don't you want to think about it? Marriage is no joke. I just want to be a secret wife. It's absolutely forbidden to go out and reveal our relationship." It seems the clergyman didn't expect me to agree so quickly. I'm a little confused. It looks calm on the outside, but actually my jaw is tightening. "You're nervous." What else do I think of the smiling hand? Getting married is not just about living together. Come on, uncle, we can still get there. I stood up first, very active, and politely waiting for you next to. "Your family is hurting you." I thought for a few seconds, and finally stood up. My eyes slowly turned from looking down to level. Then I looked up. Years of neck pain. Now it's gone. "You must be 9 meters tall. My legs are almost as long as mine." I thought this trip must be a bargain. To the door of the main hall. The family has not given up. My face scared me. "You really don't have a home. There's no car, there's no savings. But I don't want a pair." Straight into the process. I said, "Rest assured. Even if I have to sell pot, I can feed you." Holding a hot marriage certificate in your hand. I said goodbye to the family. He still looks at me with complicated eyes. Complicated from beginning to end. Go home and get ready to pack. My sister helped me clean up and said sorry with red eyes. My two sisters have relied on each other since childhood. I know you really can't stay away from me. But you still mess up the living room. Help me pack. My brother-in-law started the familiar stone again. It's like getting married to the Song family. At first I knew how to play. Or being a girlfriend, people always go to Cho. My sister was so angry that she almost got into a fight, but I hastened to pull back. In fact, I've never been one of those people. I pay 4,000 rent a month, and I'll give you another 6,000 to keep. My sister is not smart enough to be held up by her brother-in-law, so I'm always worried. In addition to money, I also take care of 3 meals, clean the house, take care of the children for both of them, like a man who's never seen a woman look after him. Doing housework is hard. In their minds, they just think that making money is the most beautiful in the world. When I went downstairs, you still can't hold my hand and ask, "Tell me the truth, are you really married? I never heard you say you had a boyfriend." I laughed to reassure her. "Don't worry. Why are you fooling me about this? You haven't seen the marriage certificate yet. I'll call you over for lunch when you're done." I thought of the handsome face of the man. I can't help but laugh. I am the owner of that house now. If you told me to keep it, you must know how to eat soft and sweet. Open your mouth like my brother-in-law. Don't blame me for being unkind. And thinking about that, I went down to the apartment yard. You raise your head and you see an extremely prominent figure. My handsome uncle. Tall legs, long serious face that sucks eyes. Next to you, there is a woman whose face is as fresh as a flower. "We're here to pick you up." The woman said a sentence. Made my sister hug me and cry. I have a family too. I laughed my head out loud and cried. But I'm smiling, and my eyes are always red. Pastor's apartment seems a little real. Clean is no different than a display house. A single man who can keep his house clean. It's neat like this. It must be the perfect husband. The old woman held tightly to the father's hand and told him to stop. Beautiful voice, good personality, young. It's been a blessing to keep an eye on you for 7 years. You can keep it carefully. My grumpy nature is lessened. I have to take it to work every morning. The food outside is not clean. You can eat, you can't eat. You have to cook it yourself, and it has to be the food of the day. No leftovers from the day before. You hear me, son? Like a pile of vegetables in the market, there is no man. For holidays, or special days, must be properly prepared to enter. And I can't work overtime anymore, so now I have to go home. Don't leave people's daughters alone at home scared. You just told me, and the clergyman didn't show any discomfort. She nods her head like an elementary school student. It's both funny and heartwarming. Look at your attitude. You probably don't know that he lost his job. I just have to keep it private for you. After the grandmother died, the atmosphere between the two of them suddenly became a bit awkward. Tall, long legs, serious face. He's sitting on a small sofa in the living room. I walked over and sat next to him. I immediately saw his whole body tense up. "Yes, I naturally took your hand. Try one, yes. I'm talking about elongated hands, smooth, so incredibly soft. From now on, I will raise money for my family. And the family needs only to be beautiful and brilliant." I lightly rubbed my finger into the palm of your hand, so I jerked my hand back like an electric shock. My voice thundered straight into my heart. "I'll eat until you run out of real money. I'm close to your ears. Gently blowing a breath to eat me is nothing terrible. If you have courage, eat me up." Your eyes are flashing. The lashes trembled, and the rims flushed, and the ears flushed visibly. I laughed a little arrogantly. After lunch, the family is finished. I seriously put a bank card in your hand. I put my bank card in his hand. And then I pull my hand back. There's 50,000 yuan in here, you can spend it. But rent with daily expenses is not cheap. If not, tell me. I just finished the sentence and immediately raised my eyebrows. I look at you and feel like I'm giving too little. Too afraid. I had no experience raising a man for the first time. Your face immediately darkened. And yet in that moment, he exudes the same temperament as the High Commissioner. I don't need, he said and handed me the card. Give me a very restrained voice. I seriously look at you. I don't need to. Don't tell me you're going to eat your grandmother. When you are old, you can do it completely. I'll find a job, he replied. I just dropped that sentence and stood up and walked straight out the door. Open the door and leave, without looking back. Who is the one who actively asks for parasites? How angry are you now? I'm still pissed off. And suddenly, my best friend Lin Fei messaged me an address with a series of voice messages. I can really stand that old man. He just signed a $10 million contract and disappeared. Now the party's about to start without a shadow. You must have eaten a lot today. We ate together until the end of that obnoxious old man's career. Shepherd Crane. That is, the old man that Lin Fei was talking about was her boss. It's said to be worth $1 trillion, but live very quietly. Lin Fei was just one of his 20 secretaries. There's all kinds of odd jobs. Whiteout is what the other 19 people do. If no one wants to do it, it's all on their heads. I have only been working for half a year, and look, the child is about to go crazy. Its only revenge is whenever the boss. When the party was held, he invited me to eat Cho Temple. The goal is to run out of money soon. Now it's time to take action for the sisters. I washed my face and held the car keys, his little electricity, and set off. When I walked out of the apartment, one Rolls-Royce just in front of you, leaving me to eat a puff of smoke. The rich people have no soul. When he arrived, Lin Fei was waiting. He quickly led me to sneak in through the back door. The old man is standing on the stage speaking. She snuck into the corner and ate for me. Lin Fei whispered to Probe. We're sneaking around under the wall. His head was too low to lift up. To be honest, his boss's voice sounded very warm. It's easy to get into the ear. That sounds familiar. What else is that old man besides handsome and rich raw? Lam Fei cuticles grumbling. I also shut up and heel. He's fiddling around. Let me finish. Then run back to work. I sat alone in the corner, quietly sipping. Australian lobster crawls through gill. I'll grab that, as long as I eat enough. The distance to the day that Lin's boss went bankrupt. It'll be a little shorter. I'm struggling with the emperor crab. Suddenly I saw a familiar figure. Why are you here? It wasn't the uncle who walked away that afternoon. It's here again. Dressed like a supermodel. He's wearing a black suit. The combination with Kia's handsome face is perfect. Looks both tall and bright. I'm holding a glass of wine. Standing in front of a middle-aged man. Laughing is somewhat lackluster. I saw your face a little confused. Something is strange. What are you worrying about? I glanced at him from top to bottom and frowned. You're probably working as a waiter here. I didn't hear you say what you just said. We both laughed at the same time. I was stunned. You're not here as a waiter. The family also brought it out. Serving? I tilted my head and asked, Yes, I'm here as a waiter. The priest nodded in a very natural way. At the right time. The middle-aged man across from him looked dumbfounded. Look at you, and then look at me. I wonder what he just called you. My ears are so good, I just caught the point. He calls you the chief. He told me to bring wine for the chief. The priest turned to the man. That's right. Bring it to the master. He said, his eyes were a little hesitant. Wait a minute. I'll call him back before he turns away. The Kia man turned his head, bored with sweat. It looks like it's hardware. The family also seems awkward. My eyes are full of fear. I didn't say no. Take a glass of wine in your hand. Give it back to the man. Sorry, we don't do it anymore. And I said, take my hand, and go straight to the door. I don't understand why the party is suddenly quiet. Everyone turned to stare at me. The face is also weird. I just bow my head and walk faster. I can hear the wind calling out to me in the back. I let go of your hand when I got out of the hotel. The family's face looks unsightly. You clenched your black eyes as if they were about to explode. She spied on me. You coolly asked if you were crazy. I glared my eyes. Watching what you do. Can my best friend who works here invite me to eat? What's your best friend's name? The shepherd's eyes slithered with an unpredictable ray. Lin Fei said, you don't know. It's miserable. To be a secretary to a freakish boss called the dog pastor. They say they are old and bad. It's like the devil is scum. 5 hours to cheat on marriage. I don't know which girl is so unlucky. I just finished the sentence. When he turned around, he saw that the priest's face was as black as a pot's ass. His eyes were as sharp as a knife, as if to cut me on the spot. I looked into the eyes of the priest at that time. I swear he tried to stab me to death on the spot. I slowly asked her every single word. Did she really say that? I nod my head. Are you angry? I suspect you're trying to beat the drum. So I decided to be direct. You have a face and you're mad at me. What are you doing out there doing that? I laughed so coldly that I lost my face. I'm serious about cutting you off. I'm afraid you'll lose face. I looked him straight in the eye, not avoiding him. Have you ever thought that if you see your old colleagues again, why? You know you're despised. Disregard how it feels. I know very well. My mom died in a car accident. It's just me and my sister. I've fully tasted that feeling. I don't know what made a man. Earning millions per year. Like you have to go out and be a waiter. But I know one thing. Now you only have 2 choices. I stopped for a moment and looked at him seriously. One is to let me feed you. Let's get through this phase and start over. I will feed you for the rest of my life. After listening to the clergyman standing nearby, his eyes were complicated. It's kind of touching in part. I just choked the other 9. I finally opened my mouth to thank you. The language is extremely arrogant. It's all for your own needs. I laughed back in a very natural way. AI has no need. When I finished, I realized what was wrong with my words. No, that's not the point. I'm stuttering. I mean, if you don't take the initiative, I won't either. Wait, what am I talking about? I mean, what would I do if you took the initiative? God, it sounds like I'm in a hurry to get into your lap. I'm flushed physically. Wait a minute for me to explain. The family laughed. This time, it was a real laugh. It's like you can't help it at last. That smile is so beautiful that it makes my heart beat. So beautiful that it hit the weakest spot in my heart. He rubbed my head and smiled and said, "Let's see how you show." I raise my head to see how you show it. Go away. You're a parasite man. At least say it clearly. What is called a good show? Back home, I found out that Lin Fei had a message for me on WeChat. But pull back now. I must have thought I was angry for not saying goodbye. I hurriedly texted to explain that Kia was typing, but it took a long time to send back the correct sentence. No, no, please be careful. Be careful what? Before I could think about it, it was quiet. Probably busy again? I didn't care anymore because at that time, the cooked rice is really delicious. I have to admit, this man is indeed qualified to be a parasite. I'm going to take a shower and change my underwear. It's my favorite silk two-string nightgown. And walked out into the living room. It's too hot. Would you like a drink? I flick hand fan. Leaning against the wall opposite the grave is gliding. I was holding my laptop and typing a little bit. An extremely serious face. No, thank you, he said, without raising his head. I decided to play big once. I walk straight to your arms. I embrace your arms. Sweet voice like cane backwards. Have a drink. Look how hot you are. The priest raised his head and immediately stiffened. Your eyes slowly passed over me. And then my face turned red, little by little. I quickly pulled out my hand by reflex, but I can't, because I'm better. What are you watching under your hand? I pretended not to see you wobbling, and then deliberately lean a little closer. I made sure my hair was washed. It was extremely soft. The fragrance of flowers. The curls I just washed smell of flowers. Softly fall right on your chest. The laptop immediately collapsed and bounced back up like a reflex. Before I even had time to react. You're out of my arms. Gripped like my pincers. I went back to the front room, he said quickly, and went straight. I'm standing there rubbing my wrinkled chest. You're too strong. Pain wants to die. I'm just the sound of the door slamming. It hurts too. Father leaves the bedroom. Give me the type of room with a private toilet with the whole board. Public? Always. And you move into the room across the hall. There is real money to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. Don't calculate anything. Be careful. I'll check the door. It's unlocked. I just closed my eyes to make sure I was safe before I went to bed. Pull the nightgown cord a little late. Put your nightgown up a little. Lie down to create a correct posture. And then peacefully fall asleep. After a dreamy night full of coughs and dreams, I slowly opened my eyes to the morning Sunday. I looked around the room and everything was the same. There's nothing unusual. There's no unusual AI. The fucking family name Kia really didn't do anything. I was so angry that I woke up like a tiger, and back pain from lying in the wrong position all night. Not only that, I have a big bruise on my chest. The legacy of his stab in the chest last night. That animal thing. Now, I can't wear a pair of skinny pajamas. I hugged my back. Face scowling opened the door, out of the question of the pastor secretly. Look at what you've done. I just walked into the living room. I stood still in the dark. Morning exercise. It's a little cool to wear. The scene in front of you is too stimulating. I was so stunned that I couldn't stand. My legs wobbled and fell down and dived towards you. At that moment, I heard a bang in my head. My head landed in a hot, solid spot. Something on you. I reflexively shake my head and count silently in my stomach. A 2BA 8-pack. Not one more lump, nor one less lump. I asked what you were doing. The voice from above was clearly trying to hold on. If I say I didn't mean it, believe me. I replied, rationally. In such a large room, you crashed them right here. It's obviously not intentional. Your voice is full. I'm really pissed off. I'm really strong. But that doesn't mean you have the right to tell me that. I put my hand on your strong abdominal muscles to sit up. The suspect just moved. The sharp pain from the waist moved too. It makes me scream again. Fall the beam back to its original position. The family is deep. I call out to you, my voice is about to cry. I roared. What are you going to do? I know I'm a bit strong hands, but not to the point of being scolded. I hugged my waist and said I couldn't stand up in pain. It's all because of you. It has nothing to do with me. You glared at me because you didn't come into my room last night. What I just said, I immediately shut up. I can feel your chest fluttering. You seem to be laughing. I'm embarrassed to be angry. There's a massage parlor in this neighborhood, so help me up. I have to go to reflexology. You definitely don't need me to take you. When I get to the door, the old man still smiled and asked, I don't need to blush and use force to close the beam. Afraid to face the countryside again. I carefully chose a cool shop. For the blind to stop. I thought it just came in. The sunglasses technician glanced at me. Then smile. I'm full of innuendo. I want female employees. I was quick to say, fortunately, it's just a little bit of a story. Newly married girl? She just got a massage and started talking to her new husband, didn't she? Newly married men are usually rough. Our women are miserable. My sister is impressed. I just lay there, my face red as a ripe tomato. Your feet are so small. My newly married husband is so strong. The technologist just massaged and lamented at your waist. It's twisted like a waffle. What position is this supposed to be? I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Hypnotize yourself into thinking you're a chicken cage. Until she lay still, and she rubbed her arm and she said, Oh my God, does this bruise need to be reported to the police? Girl, don't be shy. Tell me something. You know a lawyer. I decided to ignore it all. If you live a life of abandonment, what else can you do? The technologist looked at me with pity. Too poor. She's in an apartment on the 18th floor of Unit 2. Court number 6, right? I nodded in surprise. That's the amount of suffering. Fortunately, many things are very good. After the massage, I felt my body come back to life. 4. Before I go, I let her keep cheering. Let's just do one move. Hands up, and we'll go up to the house. I was about to open the door, when the door suddenly opened from the inside. 5, 6 men, tall, low-fat, skinny, different. Everyone who comes out is staring at me. He hurriedly bowed his head and ran like a ghost. No waiting for the elevator. Everybody, straight down the stairs. I stood there staring at the license plate for 1,807, 8. That's right. I put my head back in. That's the pastor sitting on the couch. Face looks tense. No, my husband is wrong. But wait, 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 wait. A sense of insecurity immediately welled up in me. I rushed into the house with red eyes. Check all over you. A choking voice. I told you before. I can feed you. Why are you going to do that again? The priest was a little nervous and said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hide you. I took a deep breath and said it had been a long time. He scratched his head for the first time and looked confused for 2 days. I hear red eyes. When tears fall, I don't know if you're still human. I've only been married for 2 days. I didn't mean for my grandmother to keep pushing. What did your grandmother make you do? I'm going crazy. A gentle and kind person like a shepherd. How can I force myself? Can I go do that job? But looking at your face doesn't look like you're lying. Maybe the family is deep. I've actually been through something so horrible. I looked at the man in front of me, and his heart sank. Then clean the house, he said as a burden. Where are you going to clean up your senior clubs? How many of those places are there to bring along relatives? Next scene, I officially live in the mansion. Sister, can you hear me? M. Your incompetent sister is currently in the mansion. I'm screaming inside my face, trying to calm down. Facial expressions are even somewhat complicated. I was going to raise a family at first, and they end up living on soft money, earned by yourself. When the parasite started to suspect what the woman said before, that, what kind of money does a priest earn $1 million a year? Moving house too quickly, so the butler and the maid didn't arrive in time. There's a housekeeper and a nanny. I can't help but raise my voice. The family asked very naturally. Yes, that's a big problem. How much does this job end up making? I can't help but swallow. I glanced at his handsome face again. Your broad shoulders, your slender waist, your long legs. It's true that the older a man is, the more valuable it is. With beauty and condition as it is now, just be careful and do 15 more. And if so, I'm sure they're playing tricks. Think about it. I slapped myself without shame. The priest looked at me like an alien. The expressive face is no stranger. I'm thinking of something. I asked you why. I laughed for 2 hours and said sweetly, Husband, you are hard. Let me make soup. Let me drink. The family seems a little emotional. Calm down. Take my interest as if it's obvious. Just hesitate for a second. Before my reason was completely extinguished. No matter what I eat. No matter what I eat. But did not expect. On the second day as a parasite, I was choked at the battle. I see something like this. The great beauty has just won the photo award after Bach is sitting close to her. Next to the family is still, give him some wine to eat. I was bewildered. I'm not awake, or the world is crazy. When the priest saw me appear, he was confused. Try to push her out. But being hugged by Bach continued to suck delicious grapes. I must have opened my eyes the wrong way. Let me go back to sleep a little more. I just hugged my aching belt. As he turned around, the back cracked. What to run? As I walk through here, I stiffly turn my head. White raised her head and looked at me. His eyes looked as if he were looking at a pile of trash. It's strange that this kind of contempt. They still look obnoxiously beautiful. The doctor told me about it. Her voice was soft. I'm not a small person. I can share a berth for you. But just a little bit. If you want more, you don't know. I stood there like a statue scolded awake. Very alert to see. A beautiful woman hugged her husband and scolded him. So the world is crazy. At this time, the priest's face was also cold. Enough, you speak up. If you don't respect my wife, don't come looking for me later. The white face is also dark. You think that girl married you for love? I held up my hand weakly, sorry to correct me. I never said I didn't marry him for no reason. The words ended the entire silent room. This idiot admitted it himself. It's not a big deal, but at least it's honest. Bach laughed and looked at me full of ridicule. What do you want from him? The family's face began to fade. I snatched her words before she could speak again. That's his face. I answered frankly. My husband is so handsome that I like to get married. Bach's arrogant smile immediately froze. My father looked at me with empty eyes. The air was silent for a minute. Then the two of them didn't tell anyone. Turn your face away as if you don't see me anymore. I sighed and muttered, Bah, I think you should think about it. Even though SAO, his mind is not very normal. The family pondered for a moment and then nodded. I rolled my eyes. What's the connection? White left it. I stood there looking at my husband with a complicated expression on my face. But your eyes are more confused than mine. It's not that I can't say I hesitated. So you answer me. You did it voluntarily. He gave a glimpse of anguish, frowning slightly, shaking his head. Not, if I get a chance, I'll tell you everything. You two had something. It took me 5 seconds to calm down. It's just living together to get through the day. I'm not careful. I'm a little serious about this relationship. Adjusting emotions is still in time. But parasites can't eat either. I decided I had to do something to make a wife. For example, supporting your husband's career. I saw the priest making a phone call outside the balcony. I knocked on the glass door. I hung up the machine and walked back. I'm serious. If you have any negotiations later, don't hide out on the balcony. I pressed you to sit down on the couch and started putting on your mask. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Are you stupid? You need to know how to take care of your skin to work well. I hate you, I asked in a low voice. The old man's voice doesn't seem happy. Why is that? I rushed to fight the fire. I just want you to age a little slower. I said and laughed, but it's also true that you're starting to look self-attached. I didn't marry you for this face. What else? I grinned. It's not just me who likes women who don't love you. Soon enough. From someone who was initially confused, the family moved to enjoy it. For 15 minutes in a mask, you sleep soundly. This job must be exhausting. I'm starting to feel sorry. I'm not used to it, he replied softly. That heartless answer made me even more uneasy. It's right to support your husband's career. My husband makes a lot of money. It's not easy being a parasite. I pulled him down to a 10-meter dining table. Call Aunt Jang to bring the soup. This is the soup I've been stewing all morning, because I don't want to scream from the top of the table. I'm sitting right next to you, and you're breaking the rules. While I was sipping soup, I pulled out the book Ra continued to study. Yes, very good. The priest turned his head. I asked you what you were looking at in a cookbook. I didn't raise my head to answer. Just finished. The book in the hand was taken by a great hand. I immediately had a bad feeling. He hurried to stop her, but it was too late. Mid-autumn gifts for you to read the cover of the book face is a little confusing. Cooking books, Asia. Just open to see the contents inside. Your face is black. Please explain. What is the best medicine for men? Did you really cook this for me? I grinned, my voice stuttering. No, it's not. There's no such thing. I don't need these. Someone else sent me to play. If you are free, just take a look. I stutter in case I need something to use. I secretly scolded myself for being stupid. The most hated man is being hinted at. I couldn't, and I went and hit him with the right venom. You don't need those things. The pastor gritted his teeth and looked at me with anger. Must have to have. I nod my head like a chicken pecking rice. Watch me for another one. Bow down for the last sip of soup. There's really not a drop left. I laughed contentedly. Signaled that you can pick up the application. The energy is always there. Don't think about all that crap. I went upstairs to get dressed for the meeting. The pastor gave me a disgruntled glance and left. I shook my head. What do I need to say? If you accept the job, you have a meeting. As soon as the priest left, the priest arrived. She pulled me down on the couch and said kindly, I heard he told you everything. This old woman finally breathed a sigh of relief. She clapped my hand. The voice is still full of sorrow. I was afraid you wouldn't accept it. I told him to hide it. Don't be mad at me. Actually, the grandmother was right. If you had told me directly at first, I must have run away with my slippers. Even though Sao is a girl, who can stand it? Not everyone has a heart like you. I feel the emotions inside me. But in the end I couldn't help but ask. You really support. What is his job? She nodded firmly in support. Sao not. This job is the ancestor of the buildings section. From this life to another. He's the best kid in this generation. Of course, it must be inherited. I'm amazed this thing can be inherited. The woman nodded firmly. Of course, this industry is very attractive. I was startled to roll my eyes to attract real people. Sao. She's smiling and looking at you. Hysterical. It's Christmas for the devil. The boys are miserable. There will be an heir to his estate. I said in my head. I can do it. Yes, but it doesn't have to be. When the grandmother talks about it, her spirit was suddenly lifted, eyes still sparkling like Sao. She asked me excitedly, Are you two getting along? I'm a little confused. He's a quiet guy, maybe a little conservative. Don't blame him. I try to think positive, but it's probably NDT 0. Whoever does this job anyway. The number of guests is definitely not bad. Just finished. Her eyes suddenly sharpened. I immediately realized that I missed my mouth and hurriedly threw out my hand. No, no, no. I mean very good. We get along really well every night. The nun still suspects which room they sleep in every night. I'm sure it's the main bedroom. Just finished talking, the priest stepped out from the side room. He casually said that the first midnight I slept in the spare room. After midnight to the main room. The house I like to sleep in. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is old but healthy. The family just finished. She kicked him straight into the master bedroom. You and I looked at each other, and I was embarrassed. The priest sighed deeply and rubbed his waist with a small voice. It was discovered sooner or later. That's why tonight I always scream and hug you. You're going to do something, brother. You're frowning a little. I mean, you two should sleep in the same room from now on. Help to be discovered. Don't worry, I won't touch it. I slept on the couch, and he turned and prepared a place to sleep. And I'm safe in a good night's sleep. Why am I so sure? First, I believe in the dignity of the church. Second, I believe in his work. With a professional like you. Top technology, Kia. I'm sure you'll be very careful about doing that. White raw is the same as raising CA. It's like the chefs at home don't want to cook anymore. His family has also worked very hard. Number 3 is I'm really tired. He just lay down and slept like a dead man. I woke up in the middle of the night for feeling a hot body hugging me from behind. To be honest, I've been watching pigs run. It's the first time a piece of pork comes to my mouth. Not out of nervousness. I started to shiver and stutter. You didn't say you wouldn't touch me. Behind him was the hoarse voice of the pastor. The car and fast breathing. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. It's a grown man. But also say uncontrollably. That's an excuse. I remember the soup I made for him yesterday. Kia Career Supplement. He died and hurt himself. I'm trying to fight 2, 3, 2. Go outside and wash your face in cold water. I can't wash anymore. A big hand was placed on me. I know he's trying to hold on. But that's too much for me. Yeah. Let's try a cold shower. The night is still long, he said. I can only secretly think that professionals are different. The next morning I woke up and the pastor was still sleeping. I secretly sat up, pulled back the nightgown he'd twisted into a V-neck. Len tried to hide, but just lifted my foot off the bed and I pulled him back. Finish your meal and wash your hands. I panicked to explain and then paused. I'm sure the one eating is me. So, what's different about eating AI? The name of this family. It's starting to be shameless now. I have received it, and you dare to accept it. I raised my head to my stiff neck, and I didn't dare. I accept that. And the Bach case, she calculated. Aren't you going to give people an explanation? At least they're one of the sponsors. It's yours. You're under no obligation to explain anything to her. The pastor replied coldly, taking a deep breath. This is not a parasite, but still master an SAO legend. But your job. What is my job? He frowned and asked if he was sure it didn't matter. Probably. Not only does it not affect us, it's our advantage. The priest is sure as nails. I swear I've never seen a face this thick. You're good. I went downstairs at night. The priest's face was blurry. Follow me. I want to argue. And I'm as worn out as if I've just been run over by a truck. I'm really not in the mood for a couple. When I got to the first floor, I ran into my grandmother. I quickly let go of my hands. Correct the gate seriously, as if nothing had happened. She just glanced at the two of us and said softly, Let's cook the rice and eat first. Let's go to bed. When I finished, I deliberately stopped an extra beat. Stayed awake all night. I can't believe my grandmother didn't sleep. Strangely in bed. She looked at me laughing and left. I'm still immersed in that implicit smile. Estimate the level. Dreaming is more than 50%. I couldn't believe my eyes. The butler. Stand by with your head low. The old lady suddenly wanted to change her bedroom. I immediately felt restless and turned to my head. The butler looked at me. Her voice dropped to the room below her. I immediately blushed my face. God, is there anything more embarrassing than this? I couldn't help myself last night. My grandmother just imagined. To that scene, I want to apparate Cho. The family is deep. That goddamned name still dares to laugh. I gave the pastor a burning glare. And then go out to eat. My grandmother cooked a table of delicious food. But if you look closely, everything looks familiar. The butler is still kind of glancing and carefully reporting. Lady, these are the old ladies. A Christmas gift for you. My father and I finished listening at the same time. With hand grab paper towel. I don't know, but I spit everything in Ra's mouth. That's the kind of quick-witted God. The air on the table was so awkward. My father and I looked at each other. The phone sewed. My sister said she wanted to visit. I haven't seen you since I got married, so I'm glad. It's just that I'm not sure. You can accept the special work of the pastor. I also have a feeling he's going to get it. So I asked the head of the family gently. I can't believe he's nodding his head. I'll tell the butler to prepare. Please rest assured that you will receive it carefully. I'm breathing. This man's profession is a little hard to say, but not knowing why makes me feel safe. I know this isn't right, but I'm definitely walking in and out. The next morning, I got up early and waited for her at the gate. I can't believe you brought your brother-in-law. I'm a little worried about your brother-in-law, so I want to come and have a look. And that brother-in-law doesn't say anything. I just walked in and made a thorough review of the villa. Mouth still squinting, sarcastic voice. It's incense. You know the rich old man? I knew right away that you've been acting crazy since you were a kid. If only in the old days, according to you. I can't buy a house now. But at least he's young and handsome. Healthy again. To the last sentence. His eyes kept sweeping back and forth, scanning me with innuendo. Look at the chicken skin. My sister was so angry that she trembled furiously. Don't be too strong. But the brother-in-law didn't care, and still grinned. That kind of lustful laugh like a toad in breeding season. He even opened his mouth with a blatant offer. Or you can use old Kia's money to feed me. It doesn't need much. 10,000 a month is enough. A man can afford to buy a house like this. I'll give you 100,000 a month. My sister could only look helplessly at me for help. My brother-in-law drinks. Don't let me smile and comfort you. But actually made funny by this idiot. I called him back to me. I can't believe he has a real face. Just walk and laugh. I know you've loved me for a long time. You would have seen me take a shower, right? When you and I did that, are you peeking? When my sister heard it, she immediately shouted at Zhang Qiang. You shut up. And at the same time, there's a big Thai tarpaulin coming straight up on his face. Hugging my cheeks, I can't believe looking at me. Yeah, I just gave him a slap in the face. He screamed at the stinking woman. You dare to hit me. I'll kill you and jump like crazy. I'm not a medium. Immediately counterattack a wrestle over the shoulder. I knocked him to the ground. I'm just in case he counterattacks. I can't believe he started rolling on the ground, crying like a raven to save lives. Beat people to death. Even if you are old enough to kill someone. I looked at him contemptuously. Sister, you're such a piece of shit. My sister choked her throat and didn't know what to say. Stand up, don't lose face. But he still refuses to wake up. This woman has broken me. If you don't give me 100 million, I won't stand up. He just kept on rolling around. But this is a high-end residential area full of rich people. No one cares or cares. Truongchin rolled all day and no one came to see it. It makes the air even more funny. At the right time, a cold voice came from behind the butler. Call the police. It's the voice of the clergyman. Immediately crawled up the mandarin stalk, said, Don't. I'm just kidding. What kind of boss are you, old man? The priest, whose face did not change, replied coldly, standing still, who asked back. That's the old man who keeps his mouth shut. Your eyes are now filled with blood. To be honest, that look of my cheap husband. It's cold and attractive. It's so beautiful that my heart beats. At first, it seems elegant. But when I saw the old man, he wasn't just tall and handsome, but young. His face immediately disfigured with jealousy. He pouted his lips violently. Now know how to rent a villa. They even hired popular actors to trick me. It must have cost a lot. I can't believe the thickness of this guy's face. I turned around and tried to drag my sister inside. But Zhang Qiang is still babbling behind his back. Babes, actress public. Sorry I missed you. He's laughing at what my precious brother-in-law does. When I heard that, I was mad. It was in the right place. Of course, this idiot couldn't get over it. I went back to try to face him. Then the pastor said, I work in the market. I breathed a sigh of relief. That's a quick response. When you grow up, you laugh. Haha, you dare to make it up. It's a place to get trash like you into SAO. Why have I never seen you? I'm dead. I almost forgot that I was working in the library too. He's also the head of the department. I immediately stopped walking. Stomach. If it all goes down, I'll use force on him. Shut up, but strange. Instead, he calmly asked the opposite. What department are you in? I've never seen you either. It's both gentle and ironic. It made Zhang Qiang choke his throat. It was stupid until the last minute. No one can match the family. To strengthen the jaw full of satisfaction said, I'm the head of administration. Have you dealt with people? He turned to look at me complacently. Ironically, some people just can't see. It's too late to regret now. It turns out that the so-called shepherd he's talking about, it's just one of thousands of branches, still ranked near the end. The priest laughed contemptuously and was proud. The words made Zhang Qiang's face darken. He was pretending to be real. Do your homework first and then continue the sarcasm. A professional running guy like this. It's rare. The priest smiled and did not answer. And I'm mad. Where did my husband get humiliated by this idiot? I'm moving towards intensity. He took a little bit of a step back, but still with a cowardly smile. I regret it now. If you get on your knees, I can give you a chance. Stay with me, but don't expect me to love only you. I coldly answered with a single word. Quit. Don't think I'm afraid of you. I just don't want to lower myself. He told me he was dragging my sister away. I stopped her and told her to stay. And you get out of here. My eyes are cold. For a minute I saw you in front of me. I let you disappear. If you hear that, run for your life. The legs are almost soft. I laughed and turned to ask her. How did he treat you? You can also nod. But my face doesn't agree with that answer. Yes, I understand that my sister, who is weak, is pregnant. So, divorce is not easy. I didn't ask any more. When you leave, be careful, let the car take you home. You carry my shoulder. The two stood at the door, watching the car disappear. I look at my sister's voice. There will be a way to do it soon. My family comforted me. It's a little bit over the top, but it makes me feel safe. I didn't expect that. Soon his words became true again. That's so fast. Just a day later, my sister called in a hoarse voice crying loudly. My husband has a girlfriend. The girl is only 20 years old. I came to my house and asked my sister to divorce me. For two people they even said you're not worthy of Trong Chiang. I've heard people say Zhang before, flirting with young girls in the company. But I can't believe it's real. My sister didn't want to live with Zhang Qiang anymore. I can't believe he and his lover hit me. I even kicked you and the baby out of the house. If you don't have children, you probably won't survive. Her cry and the child's cry merged. Makes me choke. I took a deep breath. I told you to wait there, and I'll pick you up. Then shaky hang up. I immediately stood up. I'm going to go with the butler to pick you up. But the clergyman kept me, gently forcing me to sit down. You just have to wait at home. I'm too emotional right now to go. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Thank you. He rubbed my head gently and replied that he was a family man. The family immediately started. But my sister, you're too ashamed to say you can't face me. He refused to come to the house to live with me. You also said, that's the dirty stuff that my brother has done to me before. Actually, You all know. But because I wanted to save my family, I kept it. The priest only knows how to shake his head helplessly. I have arranged for my sister and nephew to live in a house. High class near. I'm thrilled to give you a hug. My heart is beating in my chest. It feels so good to have someone to rely on. But reality. It always comes very quickly and very violently. The famous promotion. After just one night. Video. He is intimate with P3. Along with her scene. To the house. My sister was forced to divorce, and the two of them blatantly scolded her. LAN propagated throughout the network. It's rare for netizens to agree so much. AI also agreed that the main strength is Father Nam of 5D Nam of Dak. A series of identity hunts and ostracizes him. Soon after, he was fired by SA. But the family is really good. Give my sister a good job. Working in the design department of the Marketing Group Corporation. Before I got pregnant, my sister was a designer. He even held the position of director. Design in a listed company. Then because Jiang Qiang said you were too hard, forced her to quit her job to take care of her children. That's why I gave up my career. Now that I'm back in business, my sister is as happy as a fish to water. Call me for more than an hour. I'm excited to say I'll do it again. Men just make you slow down. Smart people don't love. I will be single to old. I'm really happy for you. But the joy only lasted for a few minutes. That son of a bitch was crying and crawling to me. He's wearing a wrinkled shirt. Unruly hair. When I first met him, I fell to my knees and kept going. Sorry, Bar. I don't know your true identity as your brother-in-law's wife. It's not that I have blind eyes. Now I'm like a rat running across the street, and the AI wants to fight. My mother's done it with me. You love. Give me a way to live. If you push me again, I'll just have dead water. I'm upset and confused. What are you talking about? The dirty things you do have nothing to do with me. If you want to die, you can find me. On Zhang Qiang's face, a glimpse of dissatisfaction. And that. .co. Don't you want to help me pretend to be stupid? Do you not know the true identity of your husband? There is nothing called a secret in this world. I glared at Zhang Qiang in a cold voice. You know what? If you say, go out, don't blame me for being rude. Look at me as I'm panicking. What does my job have to do with me? Are you crazy? This stupid guy's got a problem. The church is not my home. Strengthening stagger walking. But when I turned my head back, my eyes filled with hate. I don't know when the church appeared. You put your arms around my shoulders. If you want to, please let him. You can too. I immediately refuse. You don't want to make it hard for me. My father is just a technical man. You can't do anything big. At the very least, it's only thanks to the white man's help. Or go directly to the Director General. But if it's an item, if that total transformation is like doing something profound, why? You've sacrificed too much for my sister. I can't help but embrace you when I think of you. Let's just live peacefully together, honey. The pastor seemed very pleased to look at me with emotion. That man is actually very soft-hearted. These days, the relationship between me and him can be said to be evolving, even though there is no real contact. But this cold guy knows how to fight. Like going to the gym every night, I sometimes pull up my sweatshirt, or call me after a shower to help clean my back, and then deliberately ask me something like, "Why don't you cook that soup these days?" Just one sentence is enough to remind me of the crazy days. Crazy Kia. Every time he brings up that night, I'm flushed. I don't know if he teased me too much. Lately I've started morning, sleepwalking, wake up. I also feel that I am in the heart of the church. His hands and feet wrapped around him like an octopus. He changed rooms a few times. But it didn't work. Because I can open his door every night on time. Occupied comfort. The family only knows how to laugh. What a sweet annoyance. Or we can sleep together. I heard the blush and ran away. And you're a broken lip. After eating, clean your mouth. Just write the debt first. Being a father is fun. My best friend has been out of contact for a long time. The woman called and said she was at the gate. Want to visit my house? She just walked in. She was whooshing constantly. Surprised by the life of the rich Seo. That flashy. The toilet is bigger than the apartment. Her 3 bedrooms. I couldn't help but ask why you knew I was at the mansion. I've been living very discreetly lately. It is not easy for the priest to search the sword. Laughing, I've known for a long time. You were threatened by your brother, didn't you? This change is also big. Ever since I met you, he's been different. My mother's words made my heart a little complicated. My dad knows my best friend. If you look at the possibilities, there are only a few. Maybe they used to. When I saw my eyebrows, Lin Fei sighed. Are you still angry? Actually, I understand. For him to be so special, hiding is normal. If I were you, I would hide it too. People like him have to pay attention to a lot of things. Not like normal people like us. She paused for a moment and continued. At first I thought he was just kidding. So many times I wanted to tell you. But I can't believe he's serious. I can't believe someone like him. You can really like a woman. Bar. I can finally safely hand you over to him. Lin Fei constantly praised the family. I really have to do my best to control it. Expression on my face. That's clear. Turns out, my best friend used to be my husband's client. I told her she's always empty. Ra is spending money on this. Now we have to do something. Both husband and best friend have to leave. Lin Fei comfortably sat down on the sofa and turned on TV. This is the life of the rich. This is the same as a wall. Must be about 100 inches. TV. Set separately, 200-inch. A low voice echoed from the stairs. The family man in his dark blue silk pajamas stepped down. He looks no different than the guy in the movie. Lin Fei immediately rose up with respect. And you have to sign off looking really good. I immediately boil my blood. Someone who's a technologist who's posing as an obnoxious person. Do you see yourself making a joke? The most important thing is that you know that Lin Fei is my best friend. And yet I'm yelling at you with red eyes. My father looked at me face full of shame. I really didn't mean to hide you. But it wasn't the right time to say raw. I almost collapsed. What kind of man did I end up liking? Even my best friend, you can do business. What's the right time? Get a divorce. I can't take it anymore. What is your family doing? I also hate what people do. I'm so angry that I just want to scream. You want to pretend? I turned to Lin Fei. How long do you want to help him hide it? Lin Fei confused me. I didn't say it all. My family pulled me back in. Hold on tight. Let me run. Calm down. Tell me what you did with your friend. I stare at you. The heart is as tangled as a bubble. I want to talk about this in front of my best friend. The priest nodded. Yes, I'm sure. I bowed my head and muttered. You're not the same, Taurus. The priest frowned. What is it, Niu? I took a deep breath. At that time, TIVI started broadcasting business news. It seems to have something to do with the CEO. Trillion Corporation. I'm up for an award. As the sound of VI grows, I also closed my eyes and shouted, "You're not the owner of the Niu Lang milk brand." That's the first one. Dare to open your eyes when you finish speaking. I have just seen the image of the Holy Father appeared on television. Under the words, "Total account, trillion." I tied my mouth. Oh my God. This industry makes real money. It's not a family business. At that moment, Lin Fei's laughter echoed. I can't understand why I'm laughing. She still can't hold it. It's not that you can't save money. Is it all for the family? What did you tell him to do? Ha ha ha, I'm laughing about to choke my breath. If you are a boy, why? I'm still confused. It's also a family business. Lin Fei laughed and pulled out her phone to record the video. I can't stand it. What does the grandmother say? There is evidence. It's not random. I'm sure the family business you're talking about is babysitting. Pastor family black face like ass pot. Gritted my teeth and asked every word. I'm freezing my back, remembering the conversation that day. I asked her if she really supported his career. My grandmother replied very definitely not. This is a career that our ancestors built, little by little. But he's the best man in his life. Of course, this child will be the heir. When I remembered that sentence, I suddenly felt wrong. Turned out from beginning to end. There's no word that says he's a boy. No one said the family business. It's a job. It's all my own interpretation. I looked desperately at Lin Fei, as if begging. You tell the truth. What does the pastor do after all? Lin Fei laughed so much that she almost died of her breath. He's my pervert boss. The day the men came looking for him. It's all management of the company. I'm here for a meeting. I immediately took a few steps back, reflexively. The priest's face was as black as coal. It looks like the hair is about to go up. But that day, you were dressed like this, and I saw it with my own eyes. I stuttered a few more steps back. He replied that I was going to meet a foreign partner. So wear your vest early. I had to stop the meeting to get dressed. The man's face was starting to shake because of this. I continue to resist so feebly, and the white sister is SAO. She feeds you grapes. I told you to share a little. You said you had an F? I'm almost back to the door. Pastor grinds his teeth. She's my cousin. She's been acting since she was a kid. If I don't coordinate, she comes to my company to mess with me. The family was so angry that they laughed. Stride towards me. I can't look at your face anymore. Turn your back and die. I can't believe the family's feet are so long. Less than a few seconds later, I've been carried straight up on your shoulders like a chicken book. I very politely nod to Lin Fei. I'm sorry. There are some rules in the house that need to be reset. I struggled in despair, and turned to my best friend for help. Save me with Lilin. I'm dying. Lin Fei only replied to me with a look of ignorance. This kind of everyday but also obvious SAO, in which mix 7 part admiration 2 part jealousy. Part of it is probably laughing, and part of it is rejoicing over the scourge of others. It's true, I'm just a bunch of plastic ants in my eyes. It's them. I gritted my teeth, Lin Fei. You just wait. I'm sorry for clasping my hands. Sorry, your husband is so generous. She hugs her chest and looks miserable. He gave me a heart cancer for 100,000 yuan. And then she winked furiously. For the happiness of your sisters, there is no reason to sacrifice a little. Write not read it all. Thank you for listening to the review. I hope you will support my channel and leave a like for the story.